This paper examines how a selection of films from classical Argentine cinema constructed a musical and visual representation of candombe and the black population, primarily depicted through musical numbers. In these films, if there were black characters, they were inevitably shown singing, dancing, or playing music. The popular saying within the Afro-Argentine community, "Negro que no toca cuero no es negro," aptly captures this phenomenon. As Norberto Pablo Sirio's research demonstrates, the Afro-Argentine community engaged in self-identification through music, particularly emphasizing the drum as their emblematic instrument. The association with black identities and the candombe is evident in almost all the films analyzed in this presentation. I'll describe 3 ways in which candombe is represented in these films. In historical films, Candombe and the Past, as a precursor of tango, Tango, Son of the Candombe, as theatrical musical numbers, Candombe on Stage. Musical numbers featuring candombe appears predominantly in historical films. In these productions, black people and their music are tied to Argentina's past, while their presence as a social group is absent from films set in the contemporary period of classic cinema. Within these narratives, the black community is relegated to Argentina's 19th century history, portrayed either playing or dancing to candombe or performing roles associated with domestic servitude. One of the earliest films to include a candombe number was Amalia, based on José Mármol's novel, set in the mid-19th century during the fights between Unitarians and Federalists. In a scene depicting a street festival, a comparsa advances playing drums, singing with female voices, and interrupting criollo folk dances. Close-ups of children gracefully and rhythmically dancing occupy a central focus, contrasting with the upper class with salon minuets. A similar street comparsa entrance occurs in Juvenilia's carnival scene. In this film, students obtain permission to go outside and witness the festivities, leading to a moment of cultural encounter between the young gentlemen of the Buenos Aires National College and a group of black performers dancing and singing. This reconciliation scene dazzles the students who applaud enthusiastically.
Plata Viejo y toda la República de los Banguelas saludan a los niños estudiantes.
This film also marked the youthful debut of Rita Montero, an Afro-Argentine figure who gained recognition in the 1940s. Montero considered the candombe in juvenilia to be the best ever depicted in film, and noted that the director of the comparsa was the father of Ricardo Ábalos, later a dancer in Catherine Dunham's troupe. Montero explained that she got involved in show business through her uncle, Vicente Álvarez, an actor and talent agent from Black Extras and performers. She specifically mentioned the casting of an entire group of a production of the opera Aida at the Colón Theater. The tender, positive, and reconciliatory depiction of Black childhood also appears in the film Stella. In a scene where Stella arrives at a mansion, the children of the household approach her out of curiosity. With a tense low-string tremolo, the score foreshadows Stella's fright upon seeing the black child. Her older sister reassures her, saying, "She's just a little girl, like you and Perla, only black." The children then ask the black girl to dance, and she does it, gracefully moving her hips and shoulders in rhythm. Her costume, while similar to the white children's nightgowns, includes necklace and earrings, subtly marking her difference. The score by Paul Misraki transitions from serene high register strings to a stylized orchestral candombe rhythm with timpani accents. The film Pampa Bárbara, set in 1833, tells the story of an army campaign ordered by Federalist leader Juan Manuel de Rosas to push back the indigenous groups and expand Argentina's borders. The plot revolves around a group of women forcibly sent from the city to prevent desertions by entertaining gaucho soldiers. Among them is Dominga, played by María Esther Gamas, in blackface. Dominga sings the candombe Calungangue, with lyrics by Homero Mansi and music by Lucio de Mari, accompanied by striking musical arrangements featuring drums and black dancers. Dominga is portrayed as a cheerful, channeling her sorrow through song and dance, unlike the white women who lament their fate. Dominga accepts her destiny with joy, revealing a double standard. While for white women the situation is tragic, for Dominga it is not seen as a punishment.
El amor para que dure tiene que ser como el locro, un poquitito de trigo, un poquitito de todo. Calungangue, del otro lado del río, los unitarios están. Pero no les tengo miedo, y un poquitito de miedo, porque el río es federal.
This candombe coincided with a broader cultural effort to reconnect tango with its black roots, evident in the reinvention of milonga and candombe by figures such as Sebastián Piana, Homero Manzi, and Lucio de Mari during the 1930s. The Afro-Rioplatense origins of tango were not only explored in scholarly works, but also depicted in films, as we will see next. The film Así es el tango is a multi-genre musical. One sequence recounts the history of tango, establishing its roots in candombe. A black dancer performs a candombe, while Tito Luciardo reinforced the narrative declaiming, "Tango, son of the candombe raised in the slums."
Hijo del candombe criado en el arrabal, ahora hecho un bacán bien pulido y refinado, sos el huésped obligado en toda esfera social.
In 1949, Manuel Romero released La Historia del Tango, a landmark film linking two origins of tango, the Afro-Rioplatense candombe and the rural milonga of the payadores. The film opens with a scene of a slave ship, followed by African people singing and dancing Francisco Canaro's song Candombe. The narration explains how the rhythm of the candombe of 1840s later found its place in the milongas of the 1880s.
Esta es la historia del tango, historia humilde como su protagonista, narrada también con el humilde acento de los músicos y de los poetas del pueblo. Albores de la gran ciudad, cargamento de esclavos de la vieja África para la joven Buenos Aires, negros congos y angolas que un día serán huestes de un rubio don Juan Manuel.
La munginga se casó con el munginga Ramón y un munginguita salió más munginga que el carbón. Cántame, pero cántame, pues cántame, munginguera. Negrito, pero cántame.
In some films, candombe was incorporated as part of theatrical musical productions. For instance, Nace un Amor includes a candombe habanera sequence orchestrated without percussion and presented with highly stylized staging.
La bandera negra, lava la ropa blanca.
similar approach appears in Eclipse del Sol, where song star Libertad Lamarque, wearing blackface and a curly wig, performs Alfredo Malerba's Ropa Blanca candombe. She is accompanied by dancers and choristers characterized as laundresses, with a set depicting modest homes, drums, and clotheslines. The orchestration blends elements of tango and stylized candombe.
Me dicen que por el río, al soplo del viento sur, te fuiste del lado mío, sabiendo que eras mi luz. Estoy lavando y llorando, llorando por tu traición. Es triste seguir amando, después que se fue el amor. Te fuiste del lado mío, sabiendo que eras mi luz. Me dicen que por el río, al soplo del viento sur.
According to Rita Montero, Lamarque's connection to candombe was no coincidence, stemming from her early collaborations with black guitarist Juan Ocampo and Gregorio Rivero. In Romance Musical, Lamarque personally insisted on the inclusion of a candombe number, leveraging her stardom. While representations of black people and candombe in these films are often positive, showcasing beauty, rhythm, and musical brilliance, they are imbued with a paternalistic gaze. This perspective reinforces the myth of a whitened Argentine identity in the modern 20th century. The portrayal of black characters in service roles remains stereotypical, further encoded through their costumes. Aprons, headscarves, dot dresses, liveries with epaulettes and golden buttons. As Rita Segato notes, race is not a biological or sociological category, but a historically informed reading of a multiplicity of signs. Paradoxically, while black people and candombe are portrayed as relics of the past or exotic visitors, the actors, musicians, dancers, and singers themselves were part of these productions, integrated into the present yet overlooked as active contributors to it. Thank you very much.